Grab your popcorn and snacks. Find a comfy spot, take a seat or lie down, and let me transport you to a place of fantasy, ghost stories, ancient legends, odd creatures, alien encounters, and other magical topics. You may even decide to join the conversation. From faraway lands to your own backyard, with a small dash of pixie dust. Turn out the lights and open your minds. The journey is about to begin. Hey, welcome to the show tonight. It's great to have you guys. How's everyone doing? See, I'm getting slicker with starting the show. Anyway, welcome. It's a real hot Wednesday. It was 104 today. And I'm hoping this is the last week where I'm going to be getting, or Sacramento rather, is going to be getting hit with heavy heat. We usually get one last poof and then goes. And usually you get an Indian summer that's about between 80 and 90, and then you get into October, it's still like Indian summer, and then you get into October. The second October 31st hits, you're freezing. The weather changes like instantly. Anyway, we've got a good show planned. Detective Mocha is going to be on. I see he's in the green room, and I'm real excited about that. My name is Charlotte. I'll be your host for the next hour. I am the owner of the California Haunts Paranormal Investigation Team based out of Sacramento. We're 35 strong up and down the state of California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, and we also have some people in Hawaii. And I'm glad to have you on board with us. You can find us at www.californiahaunts.org. And without further ado, let's get our guest in and talk with him and see what's happening. Hello, sir.
Oh, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Thanks for the invite. It's a pleasure to be here.
I've been following your live videos on Facebook.
Oh, really? Nice. Thanks. I didn't know you were a fan.
Tell me about you and what you do.
Well, I do paranormal investigations throughout California mostly. For the last, I think, it's not that much, 5 years, I guess. I started like being like skeptic. I guess that's how it started. That's why. And now it has become, I guess, more and more serious. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but.
And there's two of you that do this, right?
Yeah. But mostly I started out by myself actually, and recently I have another friend. He has joined me. He he just started too, but mostly it was me at the beginning because I guess it's hard to find a good partner, you know.
Yeah.
So being by myself, I guess it was okay. Like I know it was probably harder, just because it's not just the paranormal side. It's more about you got to be careful, right, where you go, and like be by yourself is actually it's a whole different experience. So that's why it's different, definitely.
How do you find places to investigate?
Well, I find them throughout my fans, research. What's it called? I like to watch a lot of videos too. So I see a lot of places all over. So I'm curious, and I see, hey, they talk about this. I want to see if it's true.
And how long have you been doing this?
It's been like about 5 years, actually, maybe a little less. Yeah, I mean,
you're
a lot of people think
investigator.
a lot of people think that I'm more like an expert, but not really. So it's like I'm very like I started not too long ago. Um, but I have learned a lot, of course, and I mean, especially I guess the way to attract that kind of activity, right? At first, I guess a lot of people think, and this is what I tell a lot of my fans, is that a lot of people think that just by going to a place, you're just gonna get anything, right? But you just don't walk. I learned throughout these years that you just don't walk there and then, you don't try to expect like right away you're gonna find something, right? Sometimes it takes hours. That's why I don't like sometimes to do live, because that could take forever. I don't know. So sometimes I like to record, only take my time. But then again, people say, "Oh, well, just edit it, blah 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 blah." So I actually do enjoy more the live sessions, than the recorded ones, like on YouTube, actually. So
See, people don't realize what actually goes on out in the field. I mean, because they're watching TV, so like you say, they think when you go out, you're instantly going to get results, and it doesn't work that way.
no, it doesn't work at all. Like, especially at the beginning, like I guess because I was new,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my live investigations were like very well. I don't know. The first two I actually got a lot, and then that's why I kind of like I don't know got me into it even more because I was like, oh snap, like I just started and I'm getting all this. But then later on, it's just kind of like okay, I'm not getting anything here. It takes longer. Maybe I should stay here more longer. Maybe I should come back another day. And that's why I started doing the YouTube stuff because I was like, man, it can take longer. So I was able to show what happened throughout days, hours instead of just one session. But then as I time passed by, I learned, hey, there's actually ways to you learn, I think, ways to maybe cause an effect, right? Cause something, right? Maybe you have
Right.
to do something to cause something to
Sure.
happen.
Sure.
So I learned different ways, I guess, to maybe make that happen. I mean, and then that's why I guess I went back to now live, I guess more
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like the places that I now go on the what I learn, I think is better, and I can get more, maybe something live even better, than just
Hmm.
record. Yeah.
What type of trigger objects do you think work the best when you're out in the field? To get their attention.
I mean, oh man. I mean, recently, I mean, I think everything works, but I feel like it's up to you. I think yes, the tools help you, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's up to you to, I don't know, find something special about that place. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Learn about the place, learn what that place is, what people do there, what happened, and just experiment like and then it's not just one culture, it could be different cultures, what different like views about that place, and you need to learn and you need to do something that is going to cause a reaction. Like I can give you a lot of examples, but I have learned, I think, from each place to cause something, and it's crazy because I know how, like I done it a couple of times. I'm like, damn, this keeps happening if I do this. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. So I think the best tool is for you to learn and learn a lot, I guess, about that place and cause a reaction. I guess that's your best tool. I think that's what it is. Yeah,
Absolutely. Lots of experimenting and see what works and what doesn't work when you're out there.
yeah, it's crazy.
Now, on your Facebook site, you say that both you and your partner have two different types of investigation styles. What does that mean?
Well, me, I'm the guy who goes there and tries to get to the point. Like, I guess I like more like the action. I guess more of I like to go through the place a lot faster to see
Mm-hmm.
to learn. I guess, and he likes to do more of the like the tools. I
All
guess
the toys.
because he believes more. I guess,
Yeah.
and more like the skeptic. So I don't know. It's like a different. I go more faster and I want to get through it faster,
Mm-hmm.
and then from there start doing some other stuff. Right? Him, like he tries to go different tools, slower place. You know, let's stay here. Um, I don't know, do longer sessions. Which is fine, but I think what's it called? I um, I like more of a fast pace. I think style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Get the job done. See, I'm like that too. That's why, like with my investigations, I've streamlined stuff to the point that we're not wasting time when we're out there because it drives
yeah,
me nuts. I don't like to repeat, 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 repeat. Makes me crazy.
yeah, yeah. Exactly.
I have a question in the chat room already for you. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
What inspired you to get into paranormal investigating?
What inspired me? You know what? This is probably will be a long story, but
Go for it.
I I always had like I don't know, my dad, and this is from my dad and all my family, but my family always tells me that I was special. I guess they have so many stories about me. I guess seeing paranormal stuff, even I guess UFOs. I guess, and I'll never forget those things because I still remember that. I still remember three things that I saw in the sky that my dad saw, that my cousin saw, and I know I wasn't the only one, so I'm not crazy. But I think those three things that kind of like stuck in my head, right? And
Hmm.
then other stuff that I don't remember, but I do remember like especially UFOs. I don't know why, but I guess my dad was like, you always see stuff. I don't know why, but you always like on the right moment. I guess at the right time. But I never like went through. I don't know. I guess I never actually explore. I guess that of me
Hmm.
until later, right? Because I started like I started seeing again like stuff. I don't know around my house and I don't know. It just became something that I was like, man. Like recently, I was like, why am I seeing all this? Why am I experiencing this back? Why am I getting all this feedback again from my family and telling me, hey, you remember this, you remember that. So I kind of like remind me of my past, and I was like, yeah, I remember all those things, but I don't know. I think it was just coincidence. I think it was just something that happened and whatever. I don't know. Like, and that's why it got my curiosity. I was like, man, maybe I should just see if I got something special. Maybe I can show. Maybe I can see things. Maybe I can experience things that maybe other people can. I don't know. So yeah, that's why it inspired me to start.
So you don't
Yeah.
think you have any psychic abilities or anything like that, do you?
Nah, I don't think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
I just think that I don't know. Like maybe I'm at the right place at the right time. Like my dad says,
Hmm.
says that I always was the one to point at things, and he would see it, and he would be like, "Whoa, what the heck?" And then I remember the one time I was sitting in the backyard and I saw a light. My cousins were there, and I was just looking at it, and that light was like moving back and forth and then making circles. And I was a kid, and I still remember this. I don't know why, but I was like 5, 6. I don't know. I was too young, I think. And then we were all chilling. My parents and my uncles were talking inside, whatever, and we were all looking at the sky. And then I told my little cousins, they're like, "Hey, like you guys see that light?" And then I was fine with it. I thought it was like, "Oh, that's cool," you know. But my cousin that was like, I guess older, he got scared. He was like, "What the heck? Like I never seen that. Like what is that?" So he was like, he got too scared that he ran, and I guess I ran too with him because I was like, "Oh, then this is serious. Oh, I don't know what's going on." So I ran with him inside, and everybody told, "Hey, we saw this and blah blah blah." So everybody freaked out. I was like, "Wait, what? What was that?" It was like, "Was that a UFO?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just thought it was cool." Well, everybody was scared, so I was like, "Okay," but yeah, that was a
Interesting.
point.
Well, do you think that you might, because if you saw these lights, usually that goes along with people being abducted and whatnot. So maybe some at some point down the line,
Oh,
you taking an unknown ride somewhere.
oh man. Hopefully not. Yeah.
I'm just
Uh,
saying that's what
yeah.
people I've interviewed.
Oh,
That's
I'm a big fan of X Files too. So.
there you go. See,
Yeah.
beat me up, baby. Um, what's one of the when you started investigating?
hmm
What was the hardest thing about getting started?
The hardest part was probably the hardest part was probably like just go out there. I guess like I didn't know what to do. Like I have no tool to be honest.
Sure.
My first time. I only had a K2,
Okay.
and then I was like, well, I guess I'll take this. And then I was like, well, what do I do? Like I just stand there, like. So I guess like I had no idea what to do. So I just walked there. I
Yeah.
was like I might do my first live. I guess maybe I'll get more. I don't know. Um, I guess have fun too while I'm there. So my first time ever, I told everybody in my page, I was like, I'm gonna be here. I don't know what's gonna happen. First time, and well, the funny part was um, like 20, 30 people showed up. So I was like, oh snap! I didn't think people were gonna come at this hour. And then it was funny because I was keep recording them. I was like on the chat. I was like, hey, you see those guys? Those guys were on my page. Those guys were saying that they were gonna come. So I thought it was funny my first time. I didn't get to investigate a lot. I did had a spirit box and I got a couple answers, but I was like, huh, is that really like something like real? What are those voices, right? I was like, is that really something, or it's just like maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on me? But the fact is though that I wasn't the only one who heard those voices, right? I had 30
Mhm.
people right or 20 people right behind me and they all heard it. And it was funny, and you see that video that I ask hey, can you say one of our names? And then the spirit box said Jose. So this guy next to me, he goes like, "Oh, what's up, Jose? Who else out here, Jose? Like, what's up?" Like, so I thought it was funny. He got all excited. He was like, Hey, who's out here? His name is Jose." And I was like, I thought it was funny, but I didn't get to explore a lot because I think it was harder having a lot of people there since
Mhm.
it was my first time too. So I was like, this is a little bit embarrassing, maybe. But yeah.
How do you feel about I've had reservations about using the spirit boxes. How do
Hmm.
you feel about it? Because because if it depends where I'm at. Like if I'm in the middle of nowhere, I'm fine with
Yeah.
it. But if I'm in an area where there's a lot of radio stations and stuff, it kind of brings up questions in my head as to whether or not it's just a random thing I'm picking up.
Yeah, I think well, my understanding now after all these years, and I've done the spirit box in places that there's no signal,
Sure.
so it's crazy too. I think I find it more crazy when when I get an answer when there's no signal. But I guess what happens is like my understanding of the spirit box is like it depends on which one you have, right? Like it goes
Mhm.
through a lot of frequencies so fast that you should be able to catch nothing, right? It goes too fast.
Mhm.
And then by you answer questions, right? What are the chances that out of all the words that going super fast, you get like like a concrete answer, like a specific answer to your question? Like, what are the odds, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Like that's my question too. Like the question is that actually real or not? I mean, it just depends on what you ask, and if you get a specific answer, that's like you should question yourself. How is that possible? Like
Mhm.
like I got names, I got numbers. Like what are the chances that you're skipping through the this radio station so fast and you
Yeah.
get like numbers and names and then phrases? It's like what the heck? Like I don't know. That's the thing that I'm like, maybe you should question. If it's. I mean, I think it might be real what you're getting. Yeah.
See, I agree with you in that I don't like to use them in heavy populated areas because of all the radio stations. I
Yeah.
prefer using it in a place where there's nothing, because that way the chances of getting any kind of weird feedback, from some radio station randomly is reduced.
Yeah, and then especially well, now that I have a different one, if
Mhm.
you use the normal spirit box, you hear like a lot of things, right? You hear like it's hard to pick up those voices because you
Mhm.
hear like other, like I guess, like half words or cut words, or so you can't really pick up. Oh wait, was that a yes? Was that a no? But I got myself, or what they call it. I don't know if you heard of it. Was the portal? Yeah, I don't know if you heard of it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's way better because it cuts down all those noises, extra noises, all those um,
Mhm.
extra uh, cut words and whatever, and then it just picks out the actual words that you wanna. you want to hear. So I think that one is way better. So it takes
How,
longer, but it is
yeah,
better.
it does.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that one too. My question here is: go back to your first investigation with the 30 people. How
yeah.
big was the area? Was it a building that you investigated?
No, it was a park. Yeah, the park
Okay,
with there has a mansion in the middle. So very famous
okay.
park. But yeah,
So how were you able to organize all those people?
I'm sorry. What was that?
How were you able to organize all those people?
Oh, I didn't organize them. They just decided to come. Like, and I was
Okay,
like, I wasn't gonna say you can't come. I was just like, yeah, go ahead,
of
come.
course, of
You,
course, of
you
course,
can
of
hear
course.
me. So they just walk in right next to me while
Well,
I'm,
that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What is one of the most interesting investigations that you've done?
Oh, I mean, I had a lot of crazy ones, but that's a hard one to pick. But I mean, I have two, but and I can't decide between which one.
I like. Well, I'll hear them both. Go for it. We're
Well,
here for an hour. Yeah, go for it.
I want to say the first one, the I don't know. It's just hard to. I'm just gonna say the first one. I
Okay,
don't know which one's best,
that's cool.
but one of them is this place called Lost Lake, and I want to bring attention to this place because I think this place is like so unique, and that place. The thing is that place used to be a Native American ground place,
Oh boy.
and you can still see holes on the rocks where they used to grind what's it called, acorn.
Sure.
So, but this place also has, and they call it Lost Lake, and it's a weird place because it's mostly where everybody hangs out is at the river. There's a river that runs. That's the San Joaquin River. But if you walk this trail, this nature trail, it takes you to a lake, a hidden lake, where it's so calm. It's almost magical at night. That is so calm, but then the river runs right next to it. I don't know. It's hard to explain, and you'd be like, wait, how there's a
Hmm.
lake here, but the river's right next to it, right? But anyways, and this place takes you to a very famous tree, what they call it, a willow tree, and a lot of people have committed suicide there. Uh, but the thing that is so special about that place is that every time I go there, you experience something. Um, I believe Native American related, and I went there 3 times, and all 3 times I experienced it by myself and
Hmm.
with my new friend that is investigating, and we all got it live on video. And the thing is, like, you start walking, and if you whistle, you start hearing coyotes.
Oh wow.
And then I already know once you start hearing the coyotes, and then I told my friend because I already know that this is gonna happen. I was like, just stop and listen because something's gonna happen. And then you start hearing drums,
Right.
like Native American drums, and then you start hearing horses, and then you start hearing all this bunch of noises on the lake,
Hmm.
and it's like a magical moment that you just start hearing all this stuff, and you're like, what is going on? But it's like it's like I don't know, it's like you're going back in on time, like I don't know, you're just like experiencing this like moment, and then it goes away, right?
Right.
So that's one of my most crazy experiences. But one of the other ones that I experienced was, and maybe because of where I went, but this one you can't do it live because there's no signal.
Hmm.
I was in the middle of nowhere. I knew about the story about this. A friend of mine told me, and then a bunch of friends also told me. But it was in Auburn, and it's in the middle of nowhere. So you have to hike about 10 miles, which is not a fun experience. Just to hike 10 miles just to get there. But you get to this cabin where um, where what's it called? A whole family died there. The father killed the family, and then he hung himself, in the basement.
Mhm.
So I get there, and right away, and I have the video. I start hearing like steps, and I just stopped. I froze, like I froze in fear, and I was like, because at first I thought it was an animal because you're in the middle of nowhere, so it could be I don't
Mhm.
know a bear, a lion, what's it called, mountain lion,
Mountain
I don't
lion.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh snap, what is going on? What's inside here? But then they stop, and then I go around the whole thing, and there's nothing. And then I go down to the basement, and then you still see the um, like you still hear stuff and on top,
Mhm.
and I use my spirit box, and there's no signal there, right? And then I start getting all these answers, and like I'm like, what the? How is this happening? Like, because that was my first experience that I was like, wait, don't you need some kind of signal for this to work? Like, doesn't make any sense. Like, so I was like questioning. I was like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden, when I'm on the basement, I hear a door opening, and I was like, what the heck? So I got out of the basement, went around the cabin where I thought I heard the door open. So there's the door open, and I go inside. I hear like a rock that fell somewhere. So I turned around.
Mhm.
I was like, "Wait, where did I? Where's that rock?" Like I heard like a rock or something that fell. And as soon as I turned around, I heard a voice said, "Hey,"
Whoa.
and I freaked out. I was like, "Whoa, somebody's living here, or what the heck?" But there's nobody there. And I said, "What's your name?" And then he answered, "Tyler."
Wow.
And I got so scared because that was the first time ever I heard a voice, a clear voice coming out of a room. The room I have already went inside because I checked there was nothing there. And then when I heard the rock,
Mhm.
I went outside. And when I went outside, that's when I heard a voice inside the room that said, "Hey." And then it said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." I was like, "I come in peace." I said it, and I said it right there, and you can see on the video. I said, "Well, sorry, I come in peace. I just here, paranormal investigator." And then I said, "What's your name?" And then it said Tyler, but it was a little kid's voice when it said Tyler.
Interesting.
So I was like, "There's no way there's a little." So I got so scared. My first time. This was like my very, very first time I heard something like that. I got so
Mhm.
scared, I ran out of the freaking cabin. I got so scared. I was like, "Holy!" I was like, "Did I just experience something like that?" I was so tired at that moment from hiking 10 miles. The investigation was already going over an hour. It was like 3:30 in the morning, and I'm like, I'm not gonna stay here. So, so I went back and hike another 10 miles. I remember when I was um, coming out of there from the woods. Yeah, the sun was coming out, so I was like 6 a.m. I think. So I was like, I was exhausted. I was tired, and I was thinking to myself, did I really experience that, or was I just like hallucinating that? So it's like that was like the scariest thing I ever happened to me, especially because you're by yourself in the
Right.
middle of nowhere in the woods. And you're like, if something happens here, if even if an animal comes in here, I'm pretty much done, right? So it was probably, yeah, one of my best experiences. Something like
That's dedication. Hiking in 10 miles, and then staying there for an hour, and then hiking out.
that.
That's
Yeah,
dedication to be an investigator.
I
Wow.
just wanted to see if it was true. I was like,
Did
yeah,
you have your recorder going at all? Were you able to pick up the voice?
yeah, there's some
Oh,
video.
cool. Okay.
Hmm. But before I even got to there, before I even used the spirit box or whatever, before I even believe about the spirit box,
Mhm.
and this I will never forget. I used the spirit box inside my house, and my two of my friends, two girls, were there, and they got to hear this, and I asked questions, and I was impressed with the questions. But I asked, "What's your name?" And they said, "Devin." And I said, "How many of you are here?" And I said, and then they said, "A lot." And everybody freaked out, and I was like, "A lot?" I was like, Um, so I asked the same question. I was like, "Did you say a lot?" And he said, and then the male voice said hundreds, and then
Wow.
another girl said a lot. So it was one next to the other, like two answers to my question. So everybody there, the two girls that were there, like they were like freaking out. Like I don't want to hear this anymore. Like just I don't like I don't like just cut it off. I don't. That's it for me. Like they were just very kind of like very shocked and scared that we were getting those answers, and they got to hear it, and I got the video too. And so I think that's one of the cool experiences. When somebody experience it with you, I think that's also pretty cool. That's why
Yeah.
I'm joining with my friend because
Hmm.
yeah, you can experience it, I guess, and record it and everything. But if somebody else hears it with you, I think like there is like there's another guy that got to see it. You know?
Right. Got more verification on it.
Yeah.
Now, how long does it take you? I mean, do you go back over the Facebook Live videos too when you get home to see if there's anything on there?
Yeah, I go back and I mean especially because I like to hear whatever I got. You know, I go back check. Um, I go through the recording see if I caught something else.
Hmm.
But yeah.
It's interesting if people don't realize how long it takes to even do that.
Oh yeah,
Because
it's
I mean,
forever.
if you're running your iPhone or whatever for your Facebook Live, of course you're going to go over that footage. Plus, you're going to go over the recording off of that to see if you picked up any voices. Because the iPhone picks up different tones than what a digital voice recorder picks up.
Yeah.
So you got all this stuff you got to go over. How long does it take you? You go out, do your Facebook Live stuff. How long does it take you to go over all that stuff?
After man, I'll say it takes like a week. Like I'm spending each day like about 2 to 3 hours, I guess,
Hmm.
and then once I'm already one with one, I'm already getting ready for the next one. So it's like it's like you have no time to rest. But yeah, it takes a long time. Yeah.
Now, how many followers do you have now?
Um, Facebook, I think I'm almost 14,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it's growing slowly but steady, I guess.
A lot of work to do that. What about YouTube?
YouTube, I haven't put a lot of effort, which I should, but
Hmm.
I think I'm 1,500. I think right there. Yeah, it's not that much on that one because, like I said, well, I told my a lot of my fans, it's not about. I think it's. I mean, I like, I guess, to do videos too,
Hmm.
but when you're talking about paranormal, it's not about that much about. I don't know, like making videos to make it entertaining because YouTube is mostly entertaining. Yeah, I
Right.
find it like more entertaining. Um, so I told my fans, I'm mostly gonna do live, and if there's no single signal, then I'll do a YouTube video.
Hmm.
Yeah, it might look more entertaining because I'm trying to, because it's YouTube, so you have to make it some kind of, I guess more entertaining.
Right.
But I focus a lot more on live because I guess you just get to experience it firsthand, instead of going to YouTube and you're like, oh, this guy, he edited it, or he put this music, he's just trying to make us scare, but blah blah blah. Maybe he edited it, this probably is fake. But if I'm live, and then there's no question about it, So I find that's why I do mostly live. That's why Facebook I have more followers because I do way more videos on Facebook than YouTube. Yeah.
How do you prepare for an investigation?
Oh man, that's believe it or not, it takes a long time because I tend to what's it called, misplace things. So I'm like, and since I have a lot of things, and I carry everything because um, it's not just my phone, but you have all the tools for paranormal, and then I carry all my tools for YouTube because I don't know if that place is gonna have signal or not. So
Hmm.
I had to be prepared. So I had to take all my tools for YouTube, all my tools for Facebook, and the hardest thing, and people don't believe it, but is is batteries. I have so many batteries, so many double A, triple A, and all these camera batteries and all this thing that I gotta make sure that they all charge. So usually I take like, I say easily like 2 hours just to prepare before even going somewhere, just to make sure. Wait, did I get this? Do I have this? Do I have that? Because the worst feeling is when you're already on your way and you're like, oh my god, I forgot my gimbal, or I forgot my other flashlight, and you're like, it gets me mad if something like that happens.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
So what type of now that you said that, what type of equipment do you normally take?
Um. Since, like I said, since and this is the funny part too. When I do live, I mostly take a few things
Mm-hmm.
because I go a faster pace. Um, so I take my K2, my portal, and what's it called? And then just an audio recorder, and that's it. That's all I take. And if I was to do maybe something, if I know that that place, that's if I don't know the place, right? If I
Mm-hmm.
don't know anything about that place, that's all I'm taking.
Mm-hmm.
If I go back, or if I know that place completely and I know, okay, we can do this and that, then I start taking um, other stuff like a motion detector, or even I started using those rods.
Mm-hmm.
I'm new to that, or the Ouija board, or I even take something that a lot of people, um, well, from people that know me, don't like, but because they have experience, they what the heck, this is kind of like weird. It's I got a doll that I
Okay.
got from that is believed to be very haunted. Well, I think it is because the funny part is that I experienced. It's funny. Recently, when this last Sunday, I experienced something funny because I took it with me, and my friend got to experience it. He was like, "What the heck? Like, are you serious? Like, this never happens to me. Why is this happening to me?" But uh, I believe the doll, ever since I got it, like it attracts, I guess, other stuff. So that's why I like to take it with me in case
Mm-hmm.
I know maybe I can get some kind of reaction. Like I said, maybe you had to do something like that to get some kind of
Right,
reaction. Yeah.
right. Yeah, we have a whole I say bucket, but a whole toolbox full of different stuff from different eras
Oh,
that we
nice,
take out with us. My father
nice.
used to make wooden toys,
Oh, okay.
so I figure those are cool for like the 1800s. In the early times, up to like 1950.
Oh
To
my
have
god.
those. So we have those, and I have old perfume bottles and stuff like that to trigger,
Oh, okay.
or
That's
even
cool.
bottles of whiskey that don't have whiskey. Or put stuff
Yeah,
in
see
there.
that's what you have to use all kinds of stuff to cause some kind of reaction. It just
Yeah.
depends, I think. Yeah.
What has been one of your most popular videos that you've done?
Popular Lost Lake,
Okay.
the one that I think is one of the most uh, haunted places I ever experienced, probably. Just
Mhm.
because, I mean, not just me, like so many people. It's not just one culture to the, and this is the crazy thing. Most of the views are from the Hmong culture.
Mhm.
They're very they believe about that place like 100% that is haunted, and yeah, that's the most popular video, I think. No.
When you do areas with Native American spirits, ghosts, did you take anything out there to pacify them? Because I know sometimes they don't like you messing around with their stuff, and
Yeah.
it can get kind of ugly sometimes. So do you take tobacco or rocks or anything like that to present to them?
No, no, actually, my friend does, but I can't
Mhm.
remember exactly what he takes.
Mhm.
But it's some kind of sound that he creates, and he says that he moves the energies, I guess, around that place.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, he's more of, I believe, so I'm using all this, and I know how to interact, I guess, with them.
Mhm.
So yeah.
How do you get back into preparation? Do you do any research on the place before you go?
Oh yeah, I do a lot, like, and not just in the internet. Like I like to post on my page a lot of times about that place,
Mm-hmm.
and when I get a lot of comments, I start researching about what they say. You know, they might say, "Hey, you should look into this. I heard about this. I heard about that," and then I start investigating what people say too. So I like a lot that when I post something on Facebook, people comment about their experience because it helps me, get to know that place a lot. So yeah,
Okay, cool, 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 cool. What do you say to people that want to get into doing this?
don't. Just kidding. No. Um, I say to them, you gotta be patient. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, especially at the beginning. I say, a lot of people say it doesn't work, it's fake, blah blah blah, nothing happens here, like bunch of BS, blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, man, you have to be patient. You have to, and especially if you don't have the what they call, and I seen these people, uh, people that are gifted. I say that a lot of people I know that are gifted. Now, I don't know if I'm one of them, but my family believes, and that's why I started this journey, right? To see if maybe I do, maybe I don't.
Right.
Um, but I know I've seen people that are very gifted, and those people experience stuff, and I've been with them, and I'm like, damn, like why is this happening that he's around my, like next to me? Why is this happening when he's next to me?
Mm-hmm.
But when I go by myself, like nothing happens. Like why? So as you start asking those questions, right? So if you don't know anything,
Mm-hmm.
if you are maybe if you're not gifted or you don't know or maybe you do, like or you just anybody just like normal skeptic whatever, and you just go out there and you don't experience anything and blah blah, like maybe it a lot of times is very I guess it puts you down. I don't know. It's like, oh, I don't want to spend here so much time. Nothing happens. Blah blah. But you just gotta be patient. Like it's gonna take you hours. It's gonna take you days. It's gonna take you weeks
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. And a lot of people don't want to go through that. And I understand. I mean, why would you want to spend so many hours, weeks, days to experience something that, or maybe that you won't? You just don't know. But if you really do want to experience something, if you really want to get into this, you have to be patient. You have to take your time, and yeah, you just gotta do your research. You just gotta, you know, take it step by step. That's what I tell.
Didn't you say earlier that you will go back to a place repeatedly to to build up like for your productions because you may not get something the first time, so
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I've been through the places that I've been.
Uh
I've
huh.
been there a lot of times. Sometimes, um, sometimes I go there. I just check it out. I don't even go live. I just go check. Sometimes I see something weird, or maybe I see. I don't know. Even I feel it. Sometimes I'm like, Sometimes I go there and I'm like, I just don't feel it today. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel. I don't feel nothing's gonna happen today. I don't know. It's weird to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just go there and I'm like, nah, I don't think it's gonna work today. And I'm just like, oh, just come another day. And I keep coming back and seeing stuff, taking pictures, and stuff like that. But yeah, like a lot of times, well, especially here locally, I go to those places a lot. If it's somewhere else, yeah, like I just go there and then hope for the best. If I don't get anything, oh well. I mean, be
Yeah.
next time, hopefully. But yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now I'm gonna. This is kind of controversial question. Do you think TV has influenced people's opinions about paranormal investigating?
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely, especially now with social media, like I feel like, especially right now, like um, there's a lot of stuff that is. just for entertainment, like, which is fine, I guess. But
Hmm.
people need to distinguish. Okay, this is entertaining, and this is more real, right? And I'm not saying those a lot of those shows are not real, but they might add things that are extra that you might
Hmm.
not need, you know. Which, I understand, but it's just sometimes it might mislead some people, especially that are not used to this. But I guess it is what it is. I mean, it's social. We're in the new generation, so
Are there any shows you like in particular?
shows. Hmm. I want to say he's not on TV.
Hmm.
There's two, but he's not on TV, but he's on YouTube.
Okay.
His name is
Okay.
Omar Gosh TV, I think. And a lot of his early stuff is pretty interesting. But throughout the years, I mean, YouTube is gonna suck you up into their platform and tell you, hey, you need to be entertaining.
Hmm.
So he adds more stuff that is, you know, that is obvious that he just added just to make it more entertaining. But when he started and when you see his first videos, it's like those are real. Those I believe those are like, oh, this is crazy. Now he's adding more stuff just to make it more entertaining. But that's the hard part. You have to distinguish, well, is this real or this not? But it's hard now to tell, I guess, to distinguish what is actually real, what he's adding, right?
Hmm.
Another one that I like, and I believe this one has this is more realistic, more real. Is her name? Well, I don't know her name, but the channel is called Gus. No, Ghost Club Paranormal, I think.
Okay.
And she does a lot of. She uses a lot of tools. She uses a lot of like casual tools that I use, and she goes to like a lot of places, and she does like a really good investigation. So yeah.
Well, that's one thing I've noticed. Because we do a lot of residentials, and the thing that changed drastically with TV was that in the beginning, when I started doing this 11 years ago, you'd go into a house and it was Uncle Bob, Grandpa.
Yeah,
Now you get the calls that everybody thinks it's a demon because of the stuff that's on TV. Everything's a
yeah,
demon. And it's like, well, how do you know that? It's, not everything's a demon. The other thing we found too is that we use old school. I mean, we have some newer equipment,
yeah.
but we don't have all the stuff that's on TV. Like on
No, no,
like on GA. And
yeah,
when we go into people's homes and stuff, they're disappointed
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because they want to see all that
I
stuff,
want
and
to
we're
see
like,
the stuff that they see on TV.
yeah, we don't use that. I'm sorry. But our stuff works just as well, if not better, because it's more old school.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's one of the big changes I've seen. I think one of the shows that I like is Paranormal 911 and the
Paranormal.
haunted hospitals. Because I think
Oh, yeah,
police officers in that, I think you've got a legitimate thing there. Because
yeah, yeah.
they're trained observers and whatnot. So that's pretty much the only ones I watch
Oh, okay.
when
Yeah,
I do have the time to watch.
I think I heard of them. Yeah, and then I
Yeah,
haven't seen their shows, but I'm
yeah,
gonna check it out. But
yeah.
um, but yeah, you're right. I mean, all this new, I guess, technology. I don't know. Um, people expect you to use it, and then people always talk about bad stuff, bad energy, but or
Mhm,
demons. But I most of the time I say 95% of the time it's not that. It's like it's so rare that you're gonna encounter something like that. Like you gotta be at a specific time. I mean, a specific place, time, and know something to attract that kind of energy. Other
mhm,
than that, you're not gonna experience something like that. That's what I believe. Yeah,
mhm, mhm.
yeah. Mostly
No,
it's gonna be spirit.
absolutely, absolutely. Now, when you decide to go on an investigation, How you decide where you want to go?
When I say, um, it's just I think it just goes with um what people want. I think
Mm-hmm.
fans. Right now, that's how it is. I think before it was what was popular at the beginning. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's more about what people want, what
Mm-hmm.
people react to, right? And or if my friend has a location, and I'm like, all right, let me see what I can find. And if I find it interesting, I'll go. Yeah, definitely. But me, I mostly do areas outside. I don't. I mean, people have
Right.
called me about, hey, you should. Can you come do an investigation here in my house, or can you do this and then can you do that in my house? And I'm like, I don't really take those
Mm-hmm.
because I tell them, look, I have learned a lot throughout these years, but I'm still, I'm not an expert.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm still learning, and um, to be honest, um, I need to find everything about you and about where your house and what happened before and all that. And I feel like uh, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's still intimate for me. I guess for
Mm-hmm.
now, right now, like I'm more about uh, outside area. I guess I'm more about the adventure
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
but maybe as I get older, maybe
Well,
I won't be able to go outside no more. So I'm gonna have to investigate more residential areas. Should be
I
cool.
can tell you from experience, it took my team 5 or 6 years before we started doing residentials.
Okay.
We did a lot of outside stuff. We did a lot of hotels,
Oh
for
yeah.
fun stuff. Because you know what? You're right. It's an intimate situation when you go into somebody's house
Yeah. It's
and
very.
you're dealing with somebody's mental state when you're
Yeah.
going in. It's very scary. And
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people don't realize with this doing this, what we all do is that it's a huge responsibility going into somebody's house and
Yeah.
doing this stuff
Yeah.
because there's mistakes that you can make that you don't realize you're making.
Yeah.
It's just a fragile situation because it could be somebody's medication that's causing it. There's just a lot of things you have to look into. And I know when we do commercial job, commercial, I call them commercial jobs, but when
Yeah.
we end up like after doing a bunch of residentials and we go to like a hotel, it's like a
Yeah.
vacation. It's
Yeah.
fun
It's
because you
fun.
don't have that responsibility, over your head for it. But
Exactly.
there's a huge responsibility when you do residentials. And I know first one we ever did, we were terrified, just terrified that we were going to screw something up.
Yeah, it's very terrifying. In fact, I tried it once and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this again. But it's because, like you said, a lot of responsibility, and it takes not only you knowing, also like if I'm an expert right now on that, it takes other stuff. It takes like you have to have that character or that you
Hmm.
have to be mature. You know,
Hmm.
like it's a whole different experience, and
Yeah.
it's you're almost I don't know. You're not a investigator there. You're a, well, you are, but you're also like I what do they call it? Psychology. I don't know.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it's so weird to explain, but especially
Yeah.
when you give results, you have to be like, look, this is how it is. This is what I think. What caused this? Blah blah blah. And then
Hmm.
to give that response to the people that they hire you for or that you helping them is
Hmm.
it's hard. I mean, it's not easy to give to be just um like give the right answer. Don't even don't try to lie. Just
Right.
be straight to the point and tell them this is how it is.
Hmm.
It's not easy. I mean, especially I don't know how they're gonna take it. You know, and then
Right.
I don't want to deal with it, to be honest sometimes. So um, yeah, I don't. I can't do it right now. I mean,
Yeah.
Probably
Yep.
I'm not at that age to do it. I
It's
think.
understandable. And there's one thing, I had a good friend of mine who's passed away now, and one thing she told me was that there's really no experts in this field because we're all learning as we go. And
Yeah,
anybody that says they're an expert's an idiot, because there aren't
yeah,
any experts. There's new stuff. Every time you go out on an investigation, you're learning something new. It doesn't matter whether you're in a residential or whether you're out in the field. You're
yeah.
always learning something new.
True. I'm always learning. It's crazy,
Hmm.
and I can't even imagine what you learn once you're in the get more intimate with people because it's a whole different thing. I bet that
You learn
you
a lot
learn
about people that you wish you didn't sometimes.
you learn about not only the paranormal side, but you learn different like people like you get to learn other type of people and like
Hmm.
and that you're not used to like
Yeah.
they're not your friends.
No.
They're
Yeah.
not your enemies, but if somebody knew that they might have different ideas, different views, and you just have to blend in, I guess, and try to give them a best your
Hmm.
your best explanation you can and your best advice, and hopefully they take it. Hopefully um, they're mature enough to say, hey, this is my conclusion. Hopefully you don't you don't think that I'm lying,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like a whole confidence too. Like they have to have confidence in you. You have to have confidence in them, and to get that in like a week or I don't know how long you guys take to investigate. It's not easy.
Right.
Yeah, to get all that. And
Yeah, to get all that. And a lot of the times it's not even paranormal, and that's the thing. People are shocked because and a lot of people like people watch TV. I mean, if you're in your house, you start hearing noises, you're going to watch TV because you're just like, okay, maybe it's happening over here. And so there's a lot of disappointment too, and that it's not paranormal.
yeah, for sure.
Because you get the people that just love their TV shows, and you get in there, and it's, I'm sorry, this is. But then you get the flip side, you get the people that are really relieved too.
Yeah.
But it is really difficult. It's one of the most difficult things that a team can do is to do residentials.
Yes, I know for a fact that because I tried it, one of the most difficult things I try to do, and I was like, oh, and so many questions. I'm like, well, I need to take a moment and see first, like, but what about this? Do you see that? Do you see this? I'm like, I don't know. I have to get my computer and like. But they just
you
want the
know,
answer, right? They just want like, don't you see it? And I'm like, I don't know, no.
I admire you for saying that. I
Yeah,
really do because there's a lot of teams that I'm not going to mention names. And you've probably heard about them too. They see this stuff on TV and they think it's really easy to walk into somebody's house and do that. And
yeah,
it's really not. It's a complicated thing to go into somebody's house. So I admire you for admitting that. Hey, you're not comfortable with doing it.
yeah. Because I mean, I can easily do it, right? I
Right.
can easily go in there, agree to everybody what they say,
Mm-hmm.
give him something, and lie and say, oh yeah, you're right. Here,
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Absolutely.
I'm gone, easy.
Yeah.
But the hardest thing to do is to say, no, this is. I think maybe we need to do this first. Maybe you need to do this. Maybe we need to do this. Maybe we need to do that. Then we'll see if it's something that's going on here. And then sometimes I know that they don't want to go to that route,
Sure.
right? They just want you
Mm-hmm.
to tell you, hey, it is real. I'm
Yeah.
like I don't know. And then that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. A lot of the shows that they do, I'm like I'm really impressed if that is true what they do
Mm-hmm.
at the houses. And man, one day and they're doing it, they're gone. I'm like, damn. I'm like, how the hell did they? Like, do they know these people for like weeks or?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, they're just acting and putting faces and saying, "Oh yeah, this is the proof," and yeah, you're right, and you're absolutely right, and your house is haunted, and yeah, on to the next thing, right?
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't
So
make sense
I got you.
sometimes.
I understand. So what's coming up for you?
It's coming up. Damn. Uh, Coming up. Well, we're gonna keep on learning. We're gonna we're gonna go to we're gonna try to do more investigations. I guess I'm trying to do more weekly. I'm trying
Cool.
to do more of YouTube, but I'm trying to still find a way to make it entertaining but real at the same time.
Hmm.
So I
Okay.
had the, I find it really hard to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what I can come up with. If not, then we're just gonna keep investigating locally, California,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe next year we'll start doing like more in the U.S., more other states. That'll be interesting. Traveling,
Cool.
but we'll
Cool.
see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, what you're doing on Facebook Live is great because I watch it. So
Oh, nice.
I can
Thanks.
tell you guys, I don't watch a lot of these things, but I watch him and I like
Oh,
what he
nice.
does. I like what he
Thanks.
does. Now, how can people find you?
They just have to type on Facebook Detective Mocha 2019, and on YouTube is the same thing. It's easy to find. I think.
Hey, I had a question. Detective Mocha. How did you come up with the name? Is that your last name?
No,
Okay.
to be honest, my brother came up with that name. He's a cool guy who likes to draw, and
Okay.
I like his drawing. But his name was the Great Mocha.
Oh, awesome.
But I liked it. I was like, oh, that's a cool drawing. The little Mocha cop, and then well, and I told him, hey, can I use your drawing? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I just changed the name instead of the Great Mocha. I just put Detective Mocha, and that's how the name came
It's
up.
catchy though, and the artwork's really awesome.
Oh,
It's really
nice.
neat
Thanks.
artwork.
Thanks.
Really, really neat.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. It was great.
Thanks.
I enjoyed it, and I would like to have you on, at another date to talk more with you
Oh yeah, yeah,
in the
definitely. I
future.
like I
Okay.
like this. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you have a good evening.
You too. I had a nice Sunday.
All
Have
right.
a
Have
good
a good
day.
one.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye. All right. That was fun. That was really fun. It's fun talking to other people in the field. Tomorrow night, Monday, shows you where I'm at. This is the last show for the week. Um, Tomorrow, or Monday. See, I keep saying tomorrow. I don't know why. I'm stuck on tomorrow. On Monday, we're going to have Eric Wargo is going to be on, and he's going to be talking about precognition and dreams. So be sure to be here. It's our usual time at 6:30. If you want to find us, I said this the other night. There's issues with the YouTube page right now in that we're trying to build ourselves up to that big 100 followers, and right now we're at 73. And we in order to get a dedicated URL on our YouTube page, we have to have over 100 followers. So if you guys could do that for us and subscribe, that would be great. The easiest way to do that, because I've tried Googling our name and all that good stuff, is to go over to the website, the radio website at www.californiahauntsradio.com, and click on the video from there, which will take you over to YouTube, and then you can click on the subscribe button for us. I'd really appreciate it. If you like the show, share it with 5 people. If you didn't like the show, share it with 5 of your enemies. We want to make sure we get the name out. We're building momentum. We've got a lot of downloads going on the podcast version of this. So it is building up. It's building up by about 200-300 a month that we're expanding this thing. So the numbers are starting to rise. We've only been doing this for a year, so boom, 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 boom. Especially in this format. You can tell by the bottom we've got a ticker running. California Haunts Paranormal Investigation Team is a nonprofit, and so all this good stuff comes out of my pocket. And if you could find it in your heart to donate at paypal.me at California Haunts, that would be great. Doesn't have to be a lot, but just something to keep us going here and keep these great guests on like Detective Mocha. And I'm glad he came on, and thank you so much. I see you in the green room still. And anyway, I appreciate you guys coming tonight. I will see you Monday when we talk about precognition and dreams. And so, with that being said, everybody in the chat room, thank you for attending. And I'm going to bug out of here and get some dinner. If it's Monday or Wednesday night, then it must be California Haunts. Oh, wrong one. I'm losing.